Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss rheumatoid arthritis. As you can see here in image, we will discuss about the diseases of bones and joints, right? So we'll discuss about bones and joints and their related disorders. In this image you can see the deformities produced due to the rheumatoid arthritis. See, while considering rheumatoid arthritis in Gujarati, we can call Sandhiva, right? That is I think, if I am not wrong, we can call it as Sandhiva. And myself, Dinesh Dangar, and we will discuss rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, so before proceeding to rheumatoid arthritis, one should know about the bones, right? Bones which is present within the body and the most hardest connective tissue of the body, which is made up of the fibrous tissues, and it generally hardens due to the deposition of certain minerals and the salts like calcium, phosphate, etc. And while considering the bones are attached with each other with the help of joints, and we have already studied bones and joints during first semester human anatomy and physiology. See here in this case, joints, basically there are three types of joints. First, that is the fibrous joints, or they can be called as immovable joints. Next is the slightly movable joints, or we can call it as cartilaginous joints. And the next category, that is the synovial joints. They are again freely movable joints, so they may have a certain positions on it, like flexion, extension, adduction, abduction, rotation, supination, right? So these are all the movements that can be observed with those freely movable joints or the synovial joints. Now we'll discuss about the rheumatoid arthritis. See, it is a kind of chronic autoimmune inflammatory disorder involving the bones and the joints. While considering joints, especially those synovial joints involving the synovial membrane, which results into the swollen, warm and the painful joints. બરાબર, અહીંયા રિમેટોઇડ આર્થરાઇટિસ છે તો એ કેસની અંદર શું થશે તો કે જે સાઇનોવિયલ જોઇન્ટ્સ છે, જે ફ્રીલી મૂવેબલ જોઇન્ટ્સ જે છે એ એમની અંદર ઇન્વોલ્વ થયેલા જોવા મળશે અને તે ઇન્ફ્લેમેશન જોવા મળી છે. Again, a kind of systemic inflammatory disease which affects not only the joints but a range of extra articular organs can be involved into it. See, when our word comes that is extra articular, it means it involves the skin, eye, heart, lung, renal system, parts of the nervous system and gastrointestinal tract. We will discuss these three specific words: polyarticular articulation, next is the monoarticular articulations and the extra articular articulation. Here poly involves more than 5 joints or the bone, whereas in the cases of monoarticular articulation it involves one joint. તો અહીંયા જે આપણે સંધિવાની વાત કરીએ છીએ, રેમેટોઇડ આર્થરાઇટિસની વાત કરીએ છીએ, તો એ શાની અંદર ઇન્વોલ્વ થયેલો હોય છે તો કે જોઇન્ટ્સની અંદર. અને આ જે જોઇન્ટ્સ જે છે એ જનરલી સ્વેલન, સોજેલા હોય છે, ગરમ હશે, એકદમ વોર્મ હશે એઝ કમ્પેર ટુ ધી અધર રિજિયન્સ, and certain painful conditions may be associated with it. And the disease, if not treated early, can lead to progress, joint deformity and increased morbidity and the mortality. જો ઇનિશિયલ કેસીસની અંદર આપણે એમને ટ્રીટ નથી કરતા, then it may causes morbidity. મોર્બિડિટીના કારણે શું થશે તો કે પેશન્ટ વિલ બી બેડ રિડન, બરાબર, એ પથારીવશ થશે, and the increased mortality rate, એમના કારણે મૃત્યુદર પણ વધતો હોય છે. See, while considering the systemic inflammation that is associated with the rheumatoid arthritis, is again associated with a variety of extra-articular problems, right? As I have stated earlier, it may involve the skin, eye, heart, lung, geriatric, nervous system, renal system, and one more thing that we need to note it down here, that is the women's are more susceptible to develop this specific disease condition. While considering the epidemiology, approximately we can say that 1% of population worldwide is affected from the rheumatoid arthritis, and in cases of female they are thrice more commonly affected with the rheumatoid arthritis as compared to the males. તો અહીંયા ફિમેલના કેસની અંદર જે છે rheumatoid arthritis થવાની પોસિબિલિટી 3 ગણી વધતી હોય છે. એના માટે રિસ્પોન્સિબલ છે the changes in hormones or the hormonal balance. Here, in cases of rheumatoid arthritis, the prevalence increases with the age in both the sexes. In cases of nearly 5% of women and the 3% of men may develop it over and above the age of 65 years, right? And the peak age of incidence is that may be ranging between 30 to 50 years. Even it is found in young children's, but for that the criteria may remain different than the other one. Here, in cases of diagnosis, how exactly you can diagnose that person is suffering from rheumatoid arthritis? The major thing, that is patient's history with the presenting symptoms and the clinical parameters or the clinical findings. Even the family history can be useful. Here, certain blood tests can be performed. Next is ultrasound sonography can be performed, or CT scan, or the X-rays even can be performed to check whether synovitis is present or not. That is synovitis, that is inflammation of synovial joint. The latter, that is the X-rays, generally demonstrate the joint destruction, which indicates a late manifestations of the disease. Generally આપણે X-ray જે છે શું કામ યુઝ કરતા હોઈએ છીએ તો કે ભાઈ જે ડિસ્ટ્રક્શન થયેલું છે જોઈન્ટ્સની અંદર એમનો જે ફિઝિકલ સ્ટ્રક્ચર જે છે એમની અંદર જે એની પેટર્ન જે છે એમની અંદર કંઈ ચેન્જ થયેલો છે તો આપણે ઇઝીલી નોટ ડાઉન કરી શકીએ વિથ ધ હેલ્પ ઓફ X-ray. So again it is recommended. In cases of investigation, we can use the first thing, that is the presence of those inflammatory markers that will be generally released in response to the inflammation or ongoing inflammatory conditions. The first and the most awaited parameter here, that is the CRP, that is C-reactive protein. Next one, we can use erythrocyte sedimentation rate, that is ESR. Even it can be useful, but it will not be always elevated in active disease and are useful for monitoring the responses to treatment. ટ્રીટમેન્ટના રિસ્પોન્સની અંદર જો આ બધા પેરામીટર્સ ચેક કરવામાં આવે છે તો આપણે ખ્યાલ આવે કે that the way it progresses or whether the inflammation may be reduced or the way our treatment is going on. The treatment may be advantageous or the beneficial effect of the treatment can be checked or the monitor. Here the important factor, that is the presence of those rheumatoid factor, that is RF. What is that rheumatoid factor? Again, a kind of autoantibody, and these autoantibodies will be generated in response to those immunoglobulins, that is host immunoglobulin, in that specific immunoglobulin M. And for that specific immunoglobulin M rheumatoid factor, that is IgM, that is immunoglobulin M rheumatoid factor, test will be performed where it will be or it will detect the presence of it, that is IgM-RF, in most probably more than 75 to 80% of the patients. And if the person is found positive with this kinds of autoantibodies, that is immunoglobulin M rheumatoid factor, then they can be called as the seropositive. And those patients who do not have or do not show the detectable amount of rheumatoid factor right, then it can be called as seronegative. While coming to the etiology, first thing, the cause is unknown, that is idiopathic condition. It may happen that person may have a kind of positive family history. It means any person or the family member may be suffering from the rheumatoid arthritis. Even it involves the major histocompatibility complex antigens. See, what is that MHC? That is major histocompatibility complex. See, basically they are the kinds of polymorphic genes. બરાબર, એક ટાઈપના જીન્સ છે કે જે પ્રેઝન્ટ હોય છે ઓન ધી સેલ સરફેસ. બરાબર, એ સેલનું જે સરફેસ હોય છે એક ટાઈપના પ્રોટીન્સ છે, એક જાતના જીન્સ છે કે જે પ્રેઝન્ટ હોય છે સેલના સરફેસ ઉપર, which regulates the adaptive immune system, right? So the major histocompatibility complexes are kinds of polymorphic genes that code for the cell surface proteins for the adaptive immune system. Even smoking can be the reason behind the development of rheumatoid arthritis. Other than smoking, we can say it may be because of bacterial and the fungal infection, maybe because of herpes simplex virus infection or Epstein-Barr virus infection, or due to the vitamin D deficiency. So these are the reasons, right, which can have a involvement in development of rheumatoid arthritis. See here, genetic factors may have a major contribution toward the development of rheumatoid arthritis. Here it involves the patients may have a group, most probably you can say that 53 to 65% of the persons may have a genetic susceptibility towards the development of rheumatoid arthritis. Here, still now the exact cause is unknown, right? Even it involves the antigen or the specific, sorry, not antigen but gene, that is HLA-DR4-LL, right? And this LLA is associated with both the development and the severity of rheumatoid arthritis. Cigarette smoking is again strong risk factor for developing rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, next point, that is the pathogenesis. See, while considering rheumatoid arthritis, it has got certain characteristics features like irregular inflammatory processes in or involving the synovial cavity of the joint. Because of that inflammatory processes, ultimately it causes the destruction of both the cartilaginous as well as the bony elements of the joints, and this destruction can cause the pain and the disability. Since we do not have exact cause behind the development of in rheumatoid arthritis, it is firmly believed that due to the involvement of immune system or certain immunological changes can cause or can lead rheumatoid arthritis. Again, the role of immunoglobulin E is specified over here because in response to immunoglobulin M, there will be a release of specific rheumatoid factors, and it serves as a specific marker. Even in cases of diagnosis also we can use, and it provides the accuracy that yes, person is suffering from. In 95% cases it can be used as a marker that can diagnose or it can confirm the presence of rheumatoid arthritis. Here, while considering the pathogenesis, according to the etiology, we can consider the susceptible genes like HLA and the others, where there will be a failure of the tolerance, or in response to immune mechanisms, there will be a release of or the accumulation of the lymphocytes. For that, further their activation may be required, or due to the activation there will be a unregulated lymphocytes gathering or its activation. Other than this, we can consider the certain infections, and the smoking can causes the enzymatic modifications, like we can consider here the citrulline. While considering this citrulline, it is responsible behind the formation of autoantibody. See here, due to the environmental and the genes, and because of its loss of tolerance of those self proteins, that is MHC complex, that contains a specific citrulline residue, and these proteins are generated via the post translational modification of arginine residues, and this specific arginine residues to citrulline residues by the enzymes like peptidyl arginine deaminase. The autoantibodies are even formed here against this specific citrulline residues, and it can be termed as rheumatoid factor, which can be responsible for the inflammation of the synovium or the synovial cavity, causing synovitis. Even it involves the T lymphocytes and the B lymphocytes. In cases of T cells, there will be an involvement of T helper cell 17 and T helper cell 1 with the presence of antibodies, which leads or acts on fibroblast and the chondrocytes and the healthy synovial cells, causing its proliferation, leading to formation of PANAS. See, what is that PANAS? Actually, are types of granulation tissues, and these granulation tissues will be formed near to the junction of the articular cartilages and the synovial membrane, and this PANAS tries to spread into the articular cartilage, resulting into the destruction of the cartilage and the entire joint capsule. We can go through here the image also. See here, you can see the gathering of those specific cells. See, in normal individual cases, synovial membrane may not have a presence of certain kinds of cells, or it is not cellular. In normal, there will be a presence of the intact synovial membrane with the presence of cartilage on it. In cases of rheumatoid joint, we can see a variety of cells like macrophages, plasma cells, the dendritic cells, and the gathering of lymphocytes and the neutrophil, allowing certain immune complexes or the immune reactions to it. And you can see that PANAS formation, that is what a kinds of granulation tissues which are formed due to the gathering of such types of cell within the synovial joint or the cavity. See here, we can see it very clearly, right? The macrophage, the plasma cells, dendritic cell, lymphocytes, neutrophil. જનરલ કેસીસની અંદર અહીંયા કોઈ પણ જાતના સેલ જોવા મળતા નથી, બટ અહીંયા ડ્યુ ટુ ધી રિમેટોડ આર્થરાઇટિસ અથવા તો જે પહેલાં જ વાત કરી જે સિટ્યુડિન રેસિડ્યુઝ જે છે એમના કારણે શું થશે અહીંયા તો કે પાનસ જે છે એ ફોર્મ થતું હોય છે. While considering pathologically, it is characterized by the infiltration of variety of cells or the inflammatory cells within the joint. Here, this specific synovial membrane, again, in normal individual case, it will be acellular, as I have stated earlier with those with the diagram. Here, it may become highly vascularized, and it may be or may have a hypertrophy of it, so we can call it as the PANAS formation. And there will be a proliferation of the synovial fibroblast, which increases the number of inflammatory cells present within the joints. આ જે પ્રોલિફરેશન થાય છે સાઇનોવિયલ ફાઇબ્રોબ્લાસ્ટનું, બરાબર, તો ફાઇબ્રોબ્લાસ્ટ જે સાઇનોવિયલ કેવિટીની અંદર પ્રેઝન્ટ છે એમના કારણે ત્યાં વધારે ને વધારે ઇન્ફ્લેમેટરી સેલ્સ જે છે એ ત્યાં ગેધર થતા હોય છે અને આ ઇન્ફ્લેમેટરી સેલ્સ જે છે વિચ મે ઇન્વોલ્વ્સ the T lymphocytes, in that specific CD4 helper cells, B cells, the macrophages, and the certain other plasma cells. Here, there will be a release of those cytokines, and these cytokines allows to release synovium for further release of the proteolytic enzymes. See, its word indicate it releases or this specific synovium releases the proteolytic enzymes. It means these enzymes will lyse the protein membrane or the proteinous structure within it. It further causes the destruction of the bone and the cartilage. While considering the cytokines, the major cytokines involved into it like TNF alpha, that is the tumor necrosis factor alpha, interleukin, interleukin 6, again interleukin 1, interleukin 6, and a specific GM-CSF, that is what? The granulocyte macrophage colony stimulating factor. And these play a crucial role in the development of the pro-inflammatory reactions causing the destruction and at last the demineralization of bone. In cases of demineralization, there will be an erosion of the margins of the joints, which further causes the total rearrangement of the affected joints, joint deformities, and leading to partial or the complete dislocation of the bones. Next is what kinds of the clinical manifestations can be observed. While considering the clinical manifestations, as I have stated earlier, whether it may involve the monoarticular articulation or polyarticular articulation or the extra articular articulation. According to these different conditions, it involves the number of joints or the bones. In cases of poly, it involves 5 or more joints. In cases of mono, it may involve one joint, or in cases of extra articular lesions or the features, it involves the skin, eye, heart, lungs, renal system, nervous system, and the gastrointestinal tract. And we can see here, in cases of rheumatoid arthritis, most probably or approximately 75% of the seropositive patients may develop the extra-articular features, and they are often associated with a poor prognosis. Okay, next comes to the treatment option. See, while considering the treatment or the management of rheumatoid arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis cannot be treated completely, but it doesn't mean that it cannot improve the patient. Here, with the help of medications, it cannot be treated completely, but the condition can be improved by using certain measures. Here there are certain pharmacological as well as non-pharmacological approaches are available. In cases of non-pharmacology approach, we can include or one can have regular exercise or certain physical activities can be performed. Occupational therapy will be provided with the dietary supplements. In cases of drug treatment, one can go with NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, which may provide the symptomatic relief. Right? That's why I used the word that it cannot be treated completely, but the condition can be improved with such type of drugs, where these drugs will help in relieving the symptoms and it can further improve the function. And again, NSAIDs cannot change the progress of disease. Next is prednisone or the prednisolone can be used. and it can be further NSAIDs can be substituted with the help of prednisone, basically types of steroid, and it can be used as the bridge therapy. Certain intra-articular steroids even can be used where in cases of flares it can be used. And so while considering the flares, see, flares are the common words that can be used in disease where we can say that a specific time interval or the time during where person may have a increased disease activity. That specific time interval or the duration can be termed as a flare. So in the cases of rheumatoid arthritis, when there will be an excess pain, in that cases intra-articular steroids can be useful or can have a advantage. There are certain specific drugs like DMARDs, that is disease modifying anti-rheumatic drugs. Remember DMARDs, disease modifying anti-rheumatic drugs, where it involves minocycline, which is the modest effect, which may have a modest effect and may work best early cases. Even sulfasalazine, hydroxychloroquine can be used. Again, it is hydroxychloroquine very cheap and the moderate effect can be observed with it. Even intramuscular gold is used where the onset will be very slow and it decreases the progress of disease, and the chances of remission will be very less or very rare. But it requires further, the intramuscular gold may require a close monitoring of the patient. In other cases, certain immunosuppressive drugs can be used. See, as we know that rheumatoid arthritis, where it involves autoimmune destruction. So in these cases, those immunosuppressive drugs can be advantageous. For that, methotrexate can be used, which is the most effective single drugs, that is the disease modifying anti-rheumatic drug, and it is a good benefit towards the risk ratio. Next is even azathioprine can be used where it may have a slow onset and the reasonably effective. Next, cyclophosphamide even can be used, that is effective for the vasculitis and less so for the arthritis. And cyclosporin can be used, which is superior to the placebo but may causes renal toxicity. So these are the treatment options available for the rheumatoid arthritis. So we had a discussion on the diseases of bones and joints, in that we have started with the introduction of bones. Next is we have discussed about the different three types of joints, and our main intention was to discuss the rheumatoid arthritis, which is a kind of the chronic autoinflammatory disease which affects the mostly joints and the again in joints the synovial membrane and the synovial cavity. In that we have discussed the pathogenesis of it, where in cases of pathogenesis it may involve the presence of those autoantibody, that is the rheumatoid factor, which may be generated in responses towards the host immunoglobulins M, that is autoantibody formation, even inflammation, and there will be an infiltration of the various lymphocytes at the site. Due to that, there will be an effusion of the synovial fluid, and further it causes the formation of the pannus, causing the demineralization of the bone. Next, we had a discussion on the different treatment options available in cases of rheumatoid arthritis. And the last point that what I forget to mention here, that is the complications. See, while considering the complications, major complications are the osteoporosis. And for osteoporosis, next lecture we will discuss osteoporosis. We will have a detailed discussion on the osteoporosis. Next is rheumatoid nodules, where the bumps of the tissues will be formed near to the or the surroundings to the joints, where exactly it can be termed as those pressure joints or the pressure points, such as elbow, especially in cases of elbow. Next is it may produces the dry eyes and the mouth, and it may further carry the infection. Next, it may produces the carpal tunnel syndrome, and generally carpal syndrome affects the wrist, right, where the inflammation can compress is the nerves that serves the most of the hands and the fingers, and further it can cause is the lung disease, lymphoma even can be seen with rheumatoid arthritis. So this is all about rheumatoid arthritis. Thank you very much.